I'd like to welcome you all in our fourth day journey of 8th Virtual Career Fair of Kamal Model Senior Secondary School, where students are brought closer to their potential career choices to excel in life. This career fair incorporates thousands of choices based on your interests and potential. And here we are for illuminating your minds with a new career approaching ahead. Today, we will look into the most exciting fields that you can pursue further. On that note, I would like to begin our grand career fair. One of our students, Bhumika, is visiting the career fair with her father, Paras. Let's see what all things she could explore in this career fair.
Let's go. I am ready. Shruti will meet us directly at the career fair.
You are way too early. I've never seen you so excited. Why are you so excited?
I really want to go to the career fair today as I will be getting more information on my own science stream. Even Pushti ma'am, the career counselor to whom we met on the day one of career fair of Kamal Model Senior Secondary School, was telling that they have immense option for the potential students of science stream. That's why I am very excited and I have sorted some career options in the day one and today I will be adding more to it.
To guide you, and it will be my greatest opportunity if you choose any one career between the million stalls that I'll be showing you today. Science field is separated into two parts, that is PCB and PCM. So we will start with PCB, that is physics, chemistry and biology. So I'll take you to the first stall of science stream, that is medical science. And now here our students have organized a live interview with a great personality. Let's see the interview and know more about the medical science through his or her experiences.
Hello and welcome to you all. Before presenting the personality of the most respectful and honored field, now all you are clear in which field our honorable guest, Miss Neha is active. She had completed her schooling from KMS Delhi and she passed her 12th in 2030 with 92%. Myself Palak, welcome you on behalf of my respected principal ma'am, all my loving teachers and friends. A warm welcome to you ma'am. Ma'am, before moving ahead, we all are curious to know about you and your profession. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you for such a beautiful description and such a beautiful introduction, Palak. I have passed my schooling. I did my schooling from KMS in 2013 and I wanted to become a doctor before I actually knew what would be my life after it. I believe that there's nothing more interesting than a human body. So this has always pushed me to become a doctor since childhood. And school age is the time when you grow mentally and you learn and you get enthusiastic about stuff. So I think school has played a major role in what I am today, in making me whatever I am today. So
Wow. As I think to join a medical line is an interesting phase of your life. So, what kind of qualification and skills need for this career? Or you can say, we all want to know about your education journey.
everybody will tell you that you need to read like very sincerely. You need to be a bookworm to become a doctor, but that is just a phase. Until you pass your 12th and you get into MBBS school, you really need to read hard, because these days the competitive exam, you need to pass an entrance to get a seat in MBBS. For that you need to prepare really well, coachings, and recently there is lot of change in the trend and there is lot of resources now there are lots of resources on internet and everywhere else. So the competition has become massive. That's why you need to be good with learning part and reading part. But other than this, I believe for a doctor, you need to have passion. You need to be courageous, because once you enter a medical school or college, in your first year itself, you'll have to prick your finger and take out blood sample to do blood test, urine test. And you'll have to stand in dissection halls with bodies soaked in formalin. So जो dead body होता है formalin में, that smell is really bad. But you need to resist and you have to stand. You have to cut open a body to understand. So you need to have passion and courage for it.
It was an indeed excellent education journey. It is very informative for those who want to offer this field as a career. Ma'am, I have heard that one has to burn the midnight oil to crack the medical exam. But will you please specify about your experiences and achievement? In short, your success story.
For me, when I was doing when I was in my 10th standard, there was a counseling which was planned by a school. So with all those things, we thought from 10th to 11th, the syllabus also changes massively, right? There's a lot of change in the syllabus. So we thought maybe that transformation, that transition, I'll not be able to cope up. So I did not do any coaching in my 11th standard. But then I scored really well in 11th. So that decision, my school and coaching used to be so hectic. It was like morning 7 to 2 o'clock school was there, and then 3:30 to 7:30 was coaching thing. So on a honest note, I never slept more than 4 hours for the whole year. But you see, more than what time you invest in learning from someone, you need to have time for self study. This is from my experience. You see, if you know the correct content, if you know what is right thing to read, and you read it yourself with discipline, that's enough. You don't need to have a coaching in that case. But self-study is more important, much more important.
Outstanding, ma'am. Really a very thrilling and challenging job. Well, now it's the high time to ask what challenges or hurdles faced by you or by anyone who want to be a part of this medical field.
Reading has to be immense. You need to be a book-loving child. Apart from reading, I believe what is more interesting and what is more challenging is when you get into clinical setup, right? When you'll be posted in hospital in emergency duties, or when you'll be assisting somebody in surgery, what happens is the patient will come, will be sick, will be very, very negative, and the attendants around the patient would be crying, literally. So the environment is very, very havoc. There'll be a lot of negative thing around and people crying, and amidst all those emotionally volatile situation, you need to be very, very conscious. You need to be very, very oriented. You need to be mentally absolutely stable so that you can think the best of your knowledge. You can try the best of your knowledge and your skill to save the patient. What is most challenging is this. People think that doctors are emotionless, but you need to be emotionless at that point. You need to be practical.
It's really appreciable effort. Well, will you please give some idea about the famous government medical colleges in India where the dream to be a doctor is shaped?
What better than AIMS can I list? We have AIMS in Delhi, which is the top-notch medical institution in India. It provides you best of super specialities, best of surgeries, all those things which you might not find in any of the peripheral hospital setup, you'll find in AIMS and most of the government medical colleges in Delhi itself. I don't want to list down a few names or something, but I would recommend go for colleges with proper tied up tertiary care setup hospitals with them, okay? Because whatever you read, you can read from books, right? Standard textbook, you can prefer standard textbooks, and if not teacher, you can read through teaching videos. There are a lot more ways to read. The practical thing, when you'll stand as a doctor in a ward or in emergency, what matters more is your bedside examination skills, is your clinical skills, how oriented you are, how well you can manage patient, how well can you think of what could be the case, and how well can you diagnose the patient without many investigations also. So all this comes with your experience. It comes with your experience. It comes with your exposure to the patient. You must try for such hospitals, such medical colleges who are tied up with a hospital in the vicinity with a proper tertiary care setup. Unless you have that, you'll not understand how would you correlate CTs, MRIs, and rest of the stuff. So, but then most of the medical colleges in India are great to go. Also, I would say that there are few people who live in Delhi, but they don't belong to Delhi as such, right? So if your hometown is some other state, you must try in that state because you'll get some quota and stuff. This is not much of use as of now when you'll have to get admission in MBBS. But when you'll take admission in MD or DNB after your MBBS, then for your post-graduation, that state rank, that state quota, all this matters a lot.
Very beneficial information for those who want to be a part of this field. If as a doctor, I want to serve the society, then what kind of job opportunities are in India and abroad? Please specify. And especially, we all are interested to know who is your role model and means by whom you are inspired.
My role model is my father, though my father is not a doctor, but I think I inspire from him in many ways. As a doctor, if I would have to recommend some professional, I would say Dr. Naresh Trihan. If you know, he is one of the top-notch cardiothoracic surgeons in India. You can definitely pursue residency after your MBBS degree. If you want to experience the extremities of your profession, you can definitely join any good government setup around you. So you can go for NEET PG to get in specialization. During your internship, you'll realize which one is your dream branch. And other than that, there are a lot other ways. Like if you want to practice in a foreign country, we have USMLE and PLAB exams so that you can get into MRCP or residency in US or UK. Also, we have UPSC CMS exams, which is combined medical services. So you can get in defense or railways as a permanent government medical officer. There are people who write state medical officer exams also. So you can be a MO medical officer in state as well. And there are a lot more options. You can also join BSF if you are very if you love adventuring and thing and you like to travel and you don't mind getting settled in peripheries. So BSF is a good option. If not BSF, there is you can even join onboard doctor in merchant navy officers group and all.
It's very inspiring and motivating. I know medical is not a profession of earning, though it is a profession of serving, but bread and butter is also a part of life. So please tell us about the approximate remuneration of this field.
If you start working soon after your MBBS with no experience also, different states offer different amount to their resident doctors. I think Delhi has the maximum amount. Delhi pays the most of it. Like it is, I think 1 lakh around for resident doctors after MBBS. So in Delhi we get around 1 lakh. Central government pays more than this if you are in AIMS. Plus, if you clear MO examinations and you're appointed as a medical officer somewhere, you get nearly 1.5 or 1.25 lakhs. During COVID, everything has shattered. The health system has completely. It did seem like it has collapsed because there were so many patients with so many issues. So you can have a setup of your own as well if you're good in tying up and making associations, and if you're with the socializing skill, if you're capable enough to handle things, you can definitely earn a good amount. That's not a much issue.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable guidance and to inspire it. At last, but not the least, my dear friends, the sole motivate of medical field is to serve and save life. So be a part of this field.
Medical science is the greatest career that you can pursue with high demands and specialists in each and every field. Medical science is a field that never loses its shine. Fortunately, it is growing up with the future demands. But remember, there is a plethora of careers waiting for you ahead. So decide the career that you choose the best.
Hoping to find my career here.
We hope that you will get one in here. So let's move further to the next, that is forensic science. Our students have prepared a presentation related to it. Let's see and get to know more about it.
Do you know Dr. Saluk Hay in CID? Let me tell you, he is a forensic scientist. Now you may wonder, what is a forensic scientist? Or what is the term forensic? Well, these questions can be answered by our friendly neighborhood, Dr. Jolly. She is a well-renowned forensic scientist. Dr. Jolly, it's Kashyap.
Yes, Kashyap.
Well, there are a lot of people listening you right now, and they have some queries regarding forensic science. So, my first question is that what is forensic science?
Forensic science, also known as criminalistics, is the application of science to criminal and civil laws, mainly on the criminal side during criminal investigation, as governed by the legal standards of law and criminal procedure. It means the use of scientific methods and processes for crime solving.
Now, I'm more curious about it. What kind of qualification should I require?
The basic qualifications vary as per undergraduate and postgraduate level. Like for BSc Forensic Science, candidates need to have completed 10+2 with science, and for MSc Forensic Science, a bachelor's degree in forensic science or related field is required.
Is there any entrance exam for this course?
Yes, the All India Forensic Science Entrance Test is a national level entrance test to enroll into the forensic science courses of its various participating universities. The candidates must have a minimum education qualification of higher secondary or any equivalent education with physics, chemistry, biology, or mathematics as the main subject with the minimum aggregate of 45% or should be appearing for the same in 2022.
Dr. Jolly, can you please suggest me some good government colleges of India in this field?
There are numerous colleges offering BSc Forensic Science course in India. Some of the top and best government colleges are Karanya Institute of Technology and Science, Coimbatore, Madhav University, Rajasthan, Mumbai University, Mumbai, Krishna Jayanti College, Bangalore, Chandigarh University, Chandigarh, Jan University, Bangalore, and many more.
But after completing my courses, what kind of jobs can I pursue?
Some of the jobs available after completing this course are crime scene investigator, forensic toxicologist, forensic computer expert, forensic accountant, forensic science technician, forensic documents examiner, digital forensic expert, forensic anthropologist, forensic DNA analyst, forensic psychologist, and others.
But Dr. Jolly, how much salary can I expect in this field?
In private sector, the starting salary can be between rupees 3 to 4 lakh per annum, but with experience, the professionals can earn up to rupees 6 to 8 lakh per annum, and for abroad, it can be from rupees 10 to 27 lakh per annum.
Thank you, Dr. Jolly, for giving us this fruitful information.
Let's proceed further to another field that has immense popularity among youths, that is dairy technology, which is a science and engineering field that deals with the study of milk processing and its products. Basically, it is a part of food technology only. Let's take a look towards the presentation made by our student.
Good morning everyone. Today we will help those students who are stressed about their career and don't know what to do further in their life. This is Neha Meena. Today we will explicate the topic dairy technology. So dairy technology is a branch of engineering which explores milk and milk products. The study of dairy technology involves the processing, storage, manufacturing, distribution and transportation of dairy products by applying the science of nutrition, biochemistry and bacteriology. Now, as you can see from the screen, these are the following subjects that you can sub for dairy technology. Now, we will tell you the scope in this field. As it is a very prospective and future scope course in India, India is number one in the world for milk production. And nowadays, India is also going to make a better infrastructure for the manufacturing of different products. After completing your degree, you can also start your own business. BTech in Dairy Technology is a 4-year undergraduate course that deals with the study and manufacturing of milk products. Students also get the opportunity to learn about the various preventive measures that are taken in processing and manufacturing of milk packaging and milk products. The courses also include BTech, MTech, BSc and MSc. The national average salary for a dairy technologist in India is 2,52,972 rupees. The highest salary that a dairy technologist can earn is 11.2 lakhs per year and 93,000 rupees per month. Success doesn't come and find you. You have to go out and find it.
This is Palak Badan, and the interested candidates for dairy technology have to give ICAR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research exam. The complete exam pattern for ICAR 2021 is that this exam is computer based and there are total 150 questions asked, which are 4 marks each, and all the questions are objective type, and duration for this exam is about 2 hours. Now, we will tell you some good colleges and universities where you can go, like Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology, Bihar Agriculture University, College of Dairy Technology Raipur, and West Bengal University of Agriculture and Fishery Sciences. Yes, you can start your own business. And nowadays government is providing 50% subsidy on dairy farm and 75% subsidy on dairy plant. Now, we will tell you the eligibility criteria for dairy technology. And for undergraduate courses, a student must clear class 12th with science stream with minimum required percentage 50 to 60%. And for postgraduate courses, the candidate must hold a graduation degree with minimum required percentage 50 to 60%. We hope that our small effort will help you to choose your career and shape your future in a better way. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Thank you.
Come here. While you were deciding between forensic and medical science, I was looking at another stall. It might be new for you, and most importantly, it will be advancing in the future. That is horticulture.
I agree. And to let you know more about this and delineate about it, our students have prepared a presentation related to it.
Rohit, today evening we have to leave for your uncle's house.
Okay, yay! Sure, we will have fun there. Yeah, mom, let me ring the bell. I am super excited to meet them.
Oh, you came. I'm waiting for you since morning. Come inside. Come and have a seat.
Hi Rohit,
Hi, auntie. How are you?
I'm all good. Let me bring some snacks for you.
Rohit, as your 10th class exams are over, what are you thinking to choose as your career?
I haven't decided
Rohit,
yet.
do you know your uncle is a horticulturist?
Horticulturist? What's that?
It's all related to plants and agriculture.
Plants. That's interesting. I love to know about them. Can you please explain me in details?
It's the art of cultivating plants in garden to produce food and medicinal ingredients, or for comfort and ornamental purposes. Horticulturists are the one who grow flowers, fruits and nuts, vegetables and herbs, as well as ornamental trees and yawns. And I am a floriculturist.
Floriculturist? Now what's that?
See, there are 4 types of horticulture. First one is horticulture, then pomology, next is viticulture, and the last is floriculture. Now, let me show you a video that will give you more clarity.
Yes, please.
Horticulture is the art of cultivating plants in garden to produce food and medicinal ingredients or for comfort and ornamental purposes. So for becoming a horticulturist, you need to study maths and physics as main subject with biology, chemistry, biotechnology with minimum 50% marks in your 12th board. Now let me tell you about some famous universities in India where you can go after your qualification, and they are Integral University Lucknow, Annamalai University, Punjab Agriculture University and Jaipur National University. After your qualification, for becoming a horticulturist, you need to clear Horticat, Horticulture Common Entrance, that is a re-owned pre-agriculture exam in which a candidate needs to answer 200 MCQ questions with a time limit of 120 minutes. After your entrance exam, let me talk about some jobs options. A horticulture degree can lead to career in plant breeding, genetic engineering, landscape design, farming, floral design, etc. For anything or to live your livelihood happily, money is required. So the maximum salary for a horticulturist is 66,787 rupees per month and the lowest salary is 10,033 rupees per month.
Okay, now all the doubts are clear. It's nice to build a career as a horticulturist.
This is so surprising. I wasn't even aware about it.
Mostly, this field is to improve the growth of the plant's nutritional value, and in this field, you will never lose its demand as it is related to life science. The video explained all of it. So, is there anything you want to inquire about?
No, everything is clear. Although I want to know about physiotherapist. There is one of my friend who is not in town and he wants to inquire more about a physiotherapist. So, is there any way you can brief me about it?
Yes, come with me. I will acquaint you with a different field, that is physiotherapist. Our students have prepared a presentation, so let's see it.
Hey Sham! What's up? Long time. No, see?
I'm fine. What about you?
Just making some muscles today.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm feeling a bit dizzy, so I'll just do some legs.
Nice. I'm going with the treadmill, so see you later.
Okay.
Hey Shivam, what happened to you? Are you fine?
I don't know what happened to me, but after COVID, I've started experiencing respiratory problems.
Not to worry. It's a common problem after COVID. I think you should consult a physiotherapist. Here, take this reference. He is a renowned physiotherapist, Dr. Priyanshu.
But how can a physiotherapist cure pulmonary problems?
My friend, it is a misconception that a physiotherapist can't treat pulmonary problems. In the post-COVID problems like cytosis, fibrosis, patients are recommended physiotherapy for recovery.
Oh, got it. Thanks a lot. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. Please have a seat.
I'm Shivam and I took an appointment yesterday. I'm having pulmonary problems, especially while exercising.
Oh, not to worry, Shivam. It is a very common post-COVID problem, and more than 75% of patients are experiencing this.
So is it curable?
Yes, absolutely. Moreover, you just need a 1-week program of proper exercises like manual assisted cuffing and glossopharyngeal breathing.
Okay, sir. I'll give it a try.
Thanks a lot. Stay. Breathe out. Breathe in. Stay. Breathe out.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Please have a seat.
Your therapy really worked and I'm much better now.
Glad to hear that.
But I need one more favor from you, sir.
Yes, sure.
My nephew wants to pursue his career as a physiotherapist but doesn't know how to pursue it. And I had some queries related to it.
Okay, I'll be more than happy to help you in this.
Sir, who basically is a physiotherapist?
A physiotherapist is basically the doctor of the motions, and in physiotherapy one get to learn about the kinetics and the dynamics of the body. It is basically a way of curing the physical problems of the body without any conventional medication and surgeries.
Oh, sir, what are the education qualifications that are required for becoming a physiotherapist?
For becoming a physiotherapist, one must have cleared 12th examination from a recognized school with an aggregate of 50% in the final examination. For bachelor's and master's in physiotherapy, and for diploma it is 45%. And after that one must have cleared the entrance exam designed for the aspirants, and once they have completed their 4-year course of bachelor's in physiotherapy, they can apply for master's in physiotherapy in various streams such as ortho, neuro, sports injury, etc.
Okay. And what are the skills required for becoming a physiotherapist, sir?
Talking about the skills, so the key skills that are required for becoming a physiotherapist are good time management, good interpersonal skills, active and healthy lifestyle, and the most important one, the ability to build a friendly relationship with the patient.
Well, that's good. Is there any entrance exam for it?
Yes, absolutely. So the entrance exam that are designed for physiotherapy are NEET, BCECE, IEM JEE and NILT CET, which is especially designed for admission in National Institute for Locomotory Dysfunction.
Sir, I would also like to know about various government colleges that offer BPT and MPT.
Government colleges. So Pandit Deendayal Upadhyay Institute of Persons with Physical Disability, New Delhi, St. John's Medical College, Bangalore, and HIMSR, Hamdard Institute of Medical Science and Research, New Delhi, are some of the reputed government colleges that offer physiotherapy.
Oh, and what about the various job opportunities for physiotherapists in India and abroad, along with remuneration?
So the demand of the physiotherapist will be growing with time, and as you can see, people are relying more on technologies these days. For example, the IT professionals experience a lot of spinal problems due to their heavy workload. And for a basic level, one can register himself or herself to various internet directories and apps such as Practo, and can earn from rupees 25,000 to 2,50,000 depending upon their educational qualification and their experience. And talking about the abroad, so Indian physiotherapists are in great demand in abroad right now, especially in United Kingdom, Middle East, Central Asia and Australia. And they can look up for various career here as well, such as lecturer, osteopath, therapy manager, sports injury manager, etc. And they can earn up to $150,000 annually.
Oh, thanks a lot, sir. And I think my nephew has made a right choice for his career.
Glad to hear that, and all the best to your nephew for his future.
So, if my friend wants to be a physiotherapist, will he be like a counselor?
Yes, more like a physical functional who will be dealing with a person having triggers and physical diseases. But most importantly, this focus on enhancing patients' well-being and quality of movement.
What do you think? Which career option would be most suitable?
I think it should be her personal choice. It would be best if she would analyze each and every career option and then she would choose the best according to the capabilities and interest. So diverse, it is a technology for tomorrow. Till now, we have seen enormous career choices and still there are plenty of options left. It is rightly said that science is full of specialists who knows more and more about less and less. Let me take you to another field, that is occupational therapist. For this, our students have organized a live interview with a well-known therapist. Let's watch it together and know more about this profession.
Top of this fine morning to our praiseworthy spectators. We, the Taros of Kamal Group of Institutes, express our fervor presenting Mission Milestone to welcome Dr. Rakshanda Khan, an eminent occupational therapist and our special guest for today. Dr. Rakshanda Khan has an experience of 7 years in osteom field. She has done Bachelor of Occupational Therapy and Master of Occupational Therapy, specialized in pediatrics from Jamia Hamdard University. Additionally, she is Level 1 certified in Oral Talk Tool. She loves to work in sensory integration therapy and osteom of both kids and adult section. She has worked in different sections like ADHD, Asperger's, Tourette, learning disability, intellectual disability, etc. Respected ma'am, we would be obliged if you edify us with your experience to enhance our understanding. For our jump start, something about
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shagun, for this wonderful introduction. So myself, I'm Rakshanda Khan, and already you told my name. So basically, I have been in this field, in occupational therapy field, from last 7 years. So I'm working right now. I'm working in Action for Autism. So here I'm doing lots of things. Basically, in Action for Autism, as you already told everyone, ki I'm specialized in pediatrics. So in AFA, it's a pleasure for me. So right now I have more experience working with adults also. At the same time, we train parents and professional also. Okay, and I am taking lectures also for B.Ed and D.Ed class. So I really love my work because
pleasure, ma'am, to know you. And our next few minutes are going to be really important ones. From where the inspiration came to you to reach the pinnacle for your life?
Yeah. So basically, as I already told you, I always wanted to do something in healthcare field, in medical field. So I got to know about Bachelor of Occupational Therapy from one of my basically in my family members started. So I went to different places, clinical settings, hospitals, NGOs, everything, where I just saw the therapists with their therapeutic approaches. They help the kids and adult in their functionality, है ना? So and they help parents. So in somewhere we are helping them to basically we are helping them to improve their functionality, to make them more independent. Because see, functionality plays a very important role not only in your life skills, but it plays a very important role in social communication also. So that inspired me a lot. Then after my bachelor, so master when I started, so I got to know lots of parents and kids and adults and the way we work. So it's always an opportunity to meet different people. So
it is the time you want to precisely understand the profession of occupational therapy. Please tell us.
Therapy, basically in occupational therapy we are using our different therapeutic approaches. So basically we work with both kids and adult section. So we help them basically to improve their functionality, to make them more independent. At the same time we are working to strengthen their development also. Yeah, like the gross motor skills, fine motor skills. There are lots of sensory processing issue nowadays, so they are going on a lot. So we are working on that part also. We in a simple time I can say we help them to improve their fine motor, whatever the way they eat, the way they had to hold, the way they
And this shares of vital importance, especially at the present scenario.
yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Now moving to the next question. How an expectant can enter this profession?
Basically, if you want to enter in, if you have to take occupational therapy, you need to have actually physics, chemistry, bio, English in your 12th standard.
We are motivated to know about the specific skills required for this profession.
You need to be basically enthusiastic, because we are already working in that population which is already very stressful, so that you need to be very enthusiastic, and you need to be creative. Ethically, you need to be know about the ethics and do's and don't of that things, and so basically you need to be good in social communication skill, and especially you need to be very empathy is the most important thing. Yeah.
Wow, ma'am. And out of these skills, students have to work upon where they are lagging and master those which they already possess.
Yeah.
As this is a requisite profession, please describe the scope of its job opportunities in India and abroad.
Yeah. So basically, what the scenario right now, I have seen there are lots of changes from the way we were working previously, and the way career-wise opportunities in India, especially they have increased a lot. Yeah. And in abroad also, there are lots of good opportunities, because lots of my friends, they all are out of India. They are working in Australia, Dubai, USA. So they are working everywhere. So basically, yeah, to do that, they see bachelor is must. Yeah, bachelor degree. So whatever criteria, they have some criteria. So you just have to fulfill those criteria, and just you have to get license from their place also. So opportunities are very good. So
in an accomplished experience, we are eager to know what had been the most complicated occurrence or case for you.
See, I already told you, I never say ki it's a challenge. I'm always taking it as an opportunity. Yeah, if a little bit we can do with them, we serve our society in any way. That is the most important satisfactory thing, basically.
Thank you, ma'am. We got to learn that we will build strong houses and the wind will be our friend. Kindly set an outline for the minimum and maximum level of earnings in the specified field.
So basically, salary, if we can say, is starting would be, we can say, for bachelor, it's 6 lakh per annum, and for master it to 8 lakh per annum. Basically, it's totally depend on the how you are doing, basically. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for this treasure of.
Thank you so much, Shagun. It was wonderful talking with you.
Don't you think occupational therapist is but challenging field?
It is a challenging one, yet it has immense satisfaction as well as full score optimate occupational therapist. It's a person who is able to make changes in the patient's life who are in pain.
True.
Here is one more specialist that you may be interested, that is optometrists, who are specialized in eye care. Our students have prepared a particular presentation related to it. Let's see it.
A boy in classroom struggling to see the words from the blackboard. Then his teacher asked him,
"Hey, what happened? Is there any problem?"
"Sir, I am not able to see the words clearly on the blackboard."
I think you should go to an eye specialist for your eye checkup."
"Yes, sir, surely, because I am facing a lot of problems these days." "Doctor, I am not able to see distance thing clearly."
Okay, then let me do your eye checkup first. Your eyes are fine, but you are suffering from myopia.
"Doctor, what should I do now? Is there any solution of my problem?"
Don't worry, everything will be fine. I am recommending you to go to an optometrist. He will prepare the eye lens for you so that you will be able to see distant objects clearly.
Optometrists. They are those who provide primary eye and vision care, performs eye examinations, detect vision problems and prescribe correct lenses to correct these problems. After listening to his problem, doctor prepared a new lens for him. Thank you so much, sir. Now I can see the distant things clearly. You have helped me a lot. Your job is really life-saving. One of the most important things in our life is our eyes, and you are there taking care of our eyesights.
Thank you so much, child. Being an optometrist, it's my duty to take care of your eyes and eyesights.
Sir, you have inspired me to take optometrist as a career. Could you please tell me what are the qualifications required to become an optometrist like you?
If you really wanted to be an optometrist, then you have to pass class 12 with PCB and complete a bachelor's degree in optometry, be optom. One can proceed with doctorate in optometry and can become an optometrist. Can you please tell me about the admission criteria and the universities providing these courses? You have to clear the entrance exam for getting admission in this course. There are many government institutes which provide this course. Some of the top colleges are AIMS Delhi, SRM Medical College Chennai, GMCH Chandigarh.
So what are the different skills required to become an optometrist?
A good optometrist is a personality who must be able to take quick decisions based on the findings. Therefore, through a communication, he should be able to understand the do's and don't do's in the workup. He must be able to explain every procedure to the patient, and he must be able to clarify patients' doubts and worries.
Could you please tell me what is the remuneration of an optometrist?
Usually the earning is based on the skills and experience of the person. An average optometrist can earn about 30 to 40,000 per month, and if she has his or her own clinic like me, they can earn more than this.
Thank you so much, sir. This will help me a lot in selecting optometry as my career.
Being a specialist is one of the most important gifts of God.
Let's move further to most important and splendid opportunity, that is Indian Forest Services. Students have created a presentation related to its eligibility in the Indian Forest Services. Let's see.
And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forest will echo with laughter. India is the home to some of the most indigenous forests in the world. We take pride in our culture that features wildlife as one of its most powerful essence. Consequently, to protect and preserve the beauty and heritage of such a varied flora and fauna, there has to be an authoritative body which could work to maintain and improve it. That authority in India is the India Forest Service or IFS. Indian Forest Services, abbreviated as IFOS, was constituted in year 1966 under the All India Services Act 1951 by the Government of India. During the British period, it was known as Imperial Forest Service. IFS exam is one of the civil service exam conducted by the UPSC for recruitment of officers at all India level. UPSC conducts exam in 3 phases: preliminary, main, and finally the interview. Along with deep interest in flora and fauna, one must have bachelor's degree with at least one of the subject, namely animal husbandry, botany, chemistry, physics, mathematics, zoology, or bachelor's degree in agriculture or forestry from a recognized university or equivalent. For general category 21 years to 32 years, there is relaxation for SC/ST and ex-servicemen up to 5 years, relaxation for OBC up to 3 years. Now let's talk about attempts. General category has maximum 6 attempts. OBC has maximum 9 attempts, while SC/ST has no restrictions. Following posts are available as job profile: Principal Chief Conservation of Forest, Additional Chief Conservator of Forest, Inspector General of Forest, while others are fulfilled by SSC. Remuneration ranges from 1.7 lakhs to 2.25 lakhs per month, depending as per your post. So friends, you can join one of the most reputed services, but only when you have deep interest in flora and fauna.
This is something good that we can think to pursue.
Now we have completed our first segment of PCB. I hope you find it useful.
Really, it was. One of my friend who is having PCM science will be reaching here soon, as I have already recommended her this career fair.
The option that everyone desires while studying PCM is engineering. And there are many engineering aspirants, but they still do not have full knowledge about the career that they are choosing. Just because of this, we have arranged a live interview for all of you with a great personality by our students.
A gracious welcome to all. Today, I, Kriti of class 9, is having a great pleasure and honor to welcome our guest, Mr. Aditya Ojha sir. Today, I am here with him to help students to weave their way to engineering as a career. So, hello sir.
Hello, Kriti. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir. It's so fascinating to have you here, sir, and I'm so enthusiastic about your journey. So, first of all, sir, what motivated you to choose engineering as a career, and who was your idol during this journey?
Okay, so I'll start with the very beginning. That when I was child, so there was a cartoon which was called Dexter's Laboratory, and I was very fascinated with the things which Dexter used to do. And then when I grew up, so I developed interest in motors and cars, and eventually when I was in class 11th, I read a book, and its name was Wings of Fire. It is an autobiography of Dr. Abdul Kalam Azad. So that was the time when I realized that I want to do something like this. At least I want to learn. If I cannot reach to the level of Dr. Abdul Kalam Azad, there may be some way possible that I can contribute to something. So that is how I inquired, like, what is this field, how I can go. Then I found that this field is called engineering. So from there I get motivation for doing engineering. And if you talk about that who is your inspiration, so my inspiration is my brother, my elder, and he's one of the best and the finest engineer, the government engineer, which currently India is having. So he is my motivation always.
Wow, sir, this was the answer that I was looking for. And since we know that when we enter to such a field which requires a great deal of skills, so according to you, what kind of skills are required in a student to be in this profession?
Okay, so before talking about the skill, I would like to say that a part of skills, you should have interest, you should have curiosity, you should have interest in mathematics, you should have interest in physics. You should know that anything which you are learning is why you are learning that thing. You should understand the concept. You should know that the very theorem, the collinear similarities, the cost functions which you are learning is not just for getting marks, getting good grades in examination, but it has some meaning which you will later learn in your life. So you should develop interest, and you should know that why you are learning this.
Yes, sir. It was awesome to know this, sir. And since you want to look forward and help Indians to be at the top of IT sector, so what suggestions would you like to give that how can an engineer could contribute towards development for a better India?
Okay, so whenever we talk about the development from the side of engineer for a better India, we mostly think about projects like Chandrayaan. Mangalyaan. But it is not only this. These projects are not only about the betterment of India. The aim of the engineer should reach to the very people of India, and things which are like the trivial things should be made easy. For example, the e-governance project, which we are currently having, the government of India is currently having. So that is how engineers can contribute to India for the betterment of India, like making things possible to everyone and every individual.
Yes, it was very passionate to know this, sir. And so my next question to you is, since we know that everyone suffers through hardship during this journey, so what kind of hardship did you face, and how would you help to relate to the newcomers to the same thing?
So talking about the engineering, I will not say this is the hardship, but I'll say that these are the challenges which one faces. So when you are engineering that, then you have to go through a lot of subjects, like 48 subjects you have to learn in 4 years. And then apart of 48 subjects, there are some extracurricular activities. Like I was in Baha. Baha is a program where we develop ATVs, all-terrain vehicles. And then I was into this thing called, I used to develop this RC airplanes, the airplanes which can fly. And I have roamed with that airplane in all the IITs and taken part in the competition. So the challenge you face there is that you have to maintain a equilibrium between your studies and the extracurricular which you are doing.
Amazing, sir. It was so beneficial for our students who are preparing for this engineering entrance. So, sir, please enlighten us about how to remain consistent during this profession, and please share your experiences and successes till this journey.
Okay, so consistent as in, like, I'll say ki, as the technology is growing, the competition is becoming like top notch day by day. So you have to prepare yourself. So in order to prepare yourself, you have to keep updating yourself. So like I'm in the field of computers and this mathematics field. So I have to keep updating myself that whether any new theorem is coming, whether any new algorithm is coming.
It was truly magnificent to know this, sir. So since money is not everything, but everything needs money. So what is the scope of financial growth in this career, sir?
Okay, so talking about the financial growth, I would say that I'll give you an example. Like since the advent of the mankind, until 2000, the data which we have, the data which the earth has got, we are getting more than that data every day. So if you are in this field like the AI, ML engineering field, the data science field where I am, so you have to be really good at data. And there are so much of data that you have to there was oil, so people have to mine that to get the oil. So now people need skills to get that data and read that data. This market is getting so much broader that if you are good at skills, you will get the job very easily. And if you are good at the skill, you will get the pay. Your salary will be very good. So it has a very huge scope of professional growth and the financial growth as well.
Okay, sir. It was very wonderful. And okay, so before winding up here, I am with my last question of today's interview. So that everyone is holding back actually. That what is the scope of this career abroad as well as in India?
So the scope of data scientists, the data engineers are like everywhere, and just like India, it is the scope is same in the abroad. And if you go into the market like Europe, USA, so you will find that they are looking for data scientists, and they are not getting people with the same skill set. So if you are good at the skill set, you will definitely get the job, not only in India but also in abroad.
Yes, it was truly executive to know this, sir. Thank you so much for having such an informative discussion with us, sir. And I hope that it will be very beneficial for our students, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks a million. Thanks a million.
Thank you for conducting this live interview. It was indeed very helpful. And it is truly said that people used to select a field to pursue but never deals with the full knowledge of it. So, because of this career fair, I got all the knowledge and solved all my doubts. And I'm very happy to be here.
Well, of course, this is why we conducted this career fair. Let's move ahead towards a new opportunity, that is astrophysics. The students who were interested in this particular field have created a very nice presentation related to it. So let's see it.
A girl, after watching a movie in a school auditorium, come home and told her mother about the movie.
Mom, you know today in our school's auditorium, we watched the movie Mission Mangal. Mom, it's incredible. That movie inspired me a lot.
Oh, that's great. At least something inspired you.
Oh, Mom, I'm serious. I love the way how the actors work together with their hard work, determination, and dedication.
Oh, so actually, what you liked in the movie?
The space, Mom, the space. When I saw the space, our Earth, Moon, and other planets there, it really enthralled me a lot. I want to know all about the planets, so Earth, and our solar system.
Okay, fine. Now don't go outside after 4 pm. There will be a solar eclipse today. Stay indoor.
Hey Mom, I know what a solar eclipse is, but I'm really amazed to see how astronomers tend to know this.
Well, this is the work of an astrophysicist, as your father is.
Mom, I also want to become an astrophysicist like Dad.
Why not, my dear? You can also become an astrophysicist.
But Mom, how can I become an astrophysicist?
Well, I don't know too much, but the only thing which I can tell you is to improve your maths, physics and chemistry. And for the rest of the things, you can talk to your father.
Okay Mom, sure. I will ask Dad about this.
Okay.
Good evening, Dad. Here, take some water.
Ooh, so fast. Anything that you want, my girl?
Nothing much, just some information.
Just information? About what?
Dad, how to become an astrophysicist?
Oh, so you want to become an astrophysicist? Well, great dear, I will tell you what is an astrophysicist. Astrophysicist studies the birth, evolution, life and death of sun, moon, stars, all about celestial bodies. But for that, you must have good command on maths, physics and chemistry in school level. You should clear class 12th with PCM and then one can do BSc with PCM.
Okay, Dad. What are the educational qualifications for being an astrophysicist?
There are undergraduate programs in astronomy and astrophysics. Many of the institute provide these courses such as Indian Institute of Astrophysics Bangalore, Indian Institute of Science Chennai, Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Science and many more. You can also apply for postgraduate program from various institutes after doing graduation in science. For this you have to clear JEST.
JEST? Dad, what does JEST mean?
JEST means Joint Entrance Screening Test. Then you can get admission in Masters and PhD program after clearing JEST.
Okay, Dad, now I got it. I'll surely get all the desired educational qualification.
But only education qualifications are not sufficient. If you want to become a successful astrophysicist, you may also require some certain skills.
Dad, what sort of skills?
Some of the skills which you need are patience, strong command on mathematics, openness to change, out-of-the-box thinking, a lifelong learning mentality, self-confidence and teamwork.
Okay, Dad. Thank you so much. I'll make you feel proud by becoming a successful astrophysicist like you.
This live interview, it really helped me. It is truly said that we used to select a career to choose, but never deals with the full knowledge of it. It was truly amazing. I often used to stare at stars in night sky, not to find my ancestors up there, but to seek for an specialized civilization who will take us to the multi-universe and make us be there. I really like watching stars, so I'm definitely going to add it to my list.
There are certain careers that you can pick from the full story. So, moving ahead, I will take you to the next career that you can follow, that is genetic engineering. In this, our students will be focused on eligibility, job criteria, institutes and colleges that you can pursue.
A very warm and cheerful good morning to one and all present here. This is Tejaswini and Upasna, and today we are here to tell you about the genetic engineering. So let's start. Hello Upasna, how have you been?
I am fine, but
Why are you looking so miserable? Even you have scored 97% in your 10 boards. It's a great achievement.
I know I have scored 97% in my 10th board, but still I am so much confused as my parents are suggesting me to pursue with MBBS, but I want to become an engineer.
Oh, you mean we are in the same boat?
How is it possible? You are so much convinced about your dream from your childhood.
Actually, now the scenario is totally different. Now I am interested in both biology as well as mathematics.
So is there any way in future that we can pursue with both mathematics and biology as our career?
Yes, actually my elder brother suggested me something about genetic engineering.
Yes, even I remember something about genetic engineering, but I don't know about genetic engineering detail. So will you please tell me something about genetic engineering in detail?
Yes, so genetic engineering is used to refer to the method of the process in which we have to recombinate the microbial research in which lead to the production of the human insulin.
Yes, even I remember some qualifications which are required to become a perfect genetic engineer. One must have passed 10th as well as 12th class with at least 50% of marks. One must have done BTech and biophysics and biotechnologies. If required, one can also pursue with MBBS and PhD.
Yes, so to be a great genetical engineer, skills like Perl, Python, using of the photo imaging, CAD, laboratory, scientific equipments are so needed. Can you please guide me for the best colleges for pursuing the genetic engineering?
Yes, some of the famous government colleges and state affiliated colleges in India are SRM University in Noida and Birla University in Noida, Shahid Udham Singh University in Mohali, Punjab, and Center of Biotechnology and Indian Institute of Genetics.
So, before moving ahead, we would like to tell you a little more about the job opportunities in a genetic engineering.
Assistant professor, health and farm industry, genetic counselors, pharmacy companies and forensic lab. Before looking for any kind of job opportunities, I must also look forward for some job packages which we can look forward after becoming a perfect genetic engineer.
Yes. About the remuneration for the research associate, it varies from the 3.5 to 5 lakh per annum. For the junior assistant, it varies from the 6 to 9 lakh per annum. And if I talk about the junior scientist, it varies from the 15 to 16 lakh per annum.
Thank you so much, Tejaswini. And I hope the students like us who are so much confused to become a genetic engineer, they have got the sufficient knowledge to become a perfect genetic engineer. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead.
I have a query in this. Who can pursue this particular field?
It is an interdisciplinary course, so student in any subject can opt for this course. This will be our last but not the least for today. That is data analysis. For this, our students have created a panel discussion among the efforts to explore more about this profession. So, let's see it.
Do you know that you spend about 15 minutes every hour just watching ads? Yes, with that you can easily estimate how much time you spend on commercials per day. Interesting, right? That's what we are going to talk about today. We are very pleased to welcome Arpit Singh, Ipshita Rawat, Rishika Rajput and Shrishti Thakur, who are renowned personality in the field of data analyst. I am Abhinav, the host for the show. So let's continue our panel discussion.
Thank you for having us on your show, Abhinav. We are looking forward to interact with your audience.
My pleasure. So Arpit, let us know about some basic duties and responsibility of a data analyst.
Sure. In this profession, meaningful insights are drawn from raw data by scrutinizing it, which includes product innovations, your business information, etc. First, you have to analyze data collected from several sources, clean it, and then transform it into useful information. This information can be in the form of customer feedback, marketing research, logistics, and so on.
Okay, but Ipshita, how should one pursue this as a career? What are the requirements and specific skill required?
Certainly. First, you must hold a degree in the area that you're working in and should have knowledge in the specified field. But if you're from a different background and wish to pursue data analysis as a career, even that is possible if you have the required skill set, which includes programming languages such as Python, Java, SQL, and experience in working with databases and data analysis systems.
That was some interesting insight to the career path. Now, Shrishti, you know nowadays there are tons of identical words used for certain profession. The most commonly misunderstood profession is between data scientist and data analyst. Please differentiate between the two.
Well, a data analyst is a skilled professional who collects data, organizes it, and perform analysis on it. As Arpit has mentioned before, whereas a data scientist is a skilled professional who understand the business challenges and opportunities and develop the best solution using modern techniques. They use statistical method and machine learning algorithms to solve complex problems.
There was some interesting. There was a great revelation. Now, Rishika, let us know about some good government colleges.
Why not? The renowned government colleges in India for data analysis are Indian Institute of Information Technology in Bangalore, Indian Institute of Management in Kolkata, Indian Statistical Institute in Kolkata, Indian Institute of Technology in Madras, and many more.
Alright. And now, Ipshita, what are the job opportunities do we have as a career in India and abroad as a data analyst?
Companies such as Google, Amazon, Facebook offers jobs in this particular field. But when talking about salary, they differ from country to country, such as in India in rupees.
And now, Ipshita, what are the job opportunities do we have as a career in India and abroad as a data analyst?
Companies such as Google, Amazon, Facebook offers jobs in this particular field. But when talking about salary, they differ from country to country, such as in India in rupees, and a data analyst can get around 5 lakh per annum, whereas in the US the salary is around 32 lakh per annum, and in the UK it's 30 lakh per annum.
Thank you all of you for making us all aware about your profession. Hope you all understand and will choose your career wisely. Till then, bye-bye.
Thank you so much for helping us out. We are really satisfied with the option you have shown to us, and we are definitely choosing the best among them. It was a great pleasure for all of us, and seriously, we all are going. It was a tour to the galaxy of opportunities, and it was totally worth of time. So, I'm so glad to be here.
I will surely select one of the best fields that suits me and flourish with me ahead. Thank you very much for conducting this career fair for us. Your career fair proved it right that why to choose from 2 to 3 options when you have a galaxy full of opportunity.
Thank you.
It was a greatest opportunity to be a part of the 4-day-long journey of 8th Virtual Career Fair of Kamal Model Senior Secondary School. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to all the viewers and visitors of the career fair, and also the supporters who have given their days and nights to make this career fair a resounding success. I would also like to give my heartiest vote of thanks to our respected principal ma'am, chairman sir, and also our chief guest and galaxy of intellectuals who spare time from their busiest schedules to grace this event. I hope our budding rock stars will excel in life just like they excel in the school. Last but not the least, a big thank you to each and every one of you who have made this event a memorable for all of us.
Congratulations to the whole team of Career Fair for the successful execution and completion of the event.